Hello folks, Basic Ollie here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another episode of This Week on iRacing. It is time for week 11 now, week 11, so just 2 weeks to go until we get week 13 and the brand new content, so I hope you're all looking forward to that. Now let's talk about This Week on iRacing and what it's got for us this week. Quite simply, let's go straight into Imsa, as we always do in this series, and let's talk about where Imsa's going and what the conditions are like. So for Imsa this week, we are going to be going to the Nürburgring, but not combined with the Nordschleife. This is just a GP circuit, and don't worry, it's not the one with the god-awful chicane at the end. It's one with a much faster flowing chicane, so you should have a lot of fun. Although, do be warned, especially in prototypes, with this faster flowing chicane, you can take it with quite some speed, and it's very, very easy to go on the outside curb and kind of bottom out and go straight on. If you've done this race before in the LMP2 or one of the prototypes, you'll know exactly what I mean, because it is so easily done, and I think most of us who drive those cars at this track have done it before. Now, one thing also to be, wouldn't say concerned, but one thing to keep an eye out for is the weather. There is a 25% chance of rain in the open for Imsa. In the endurance, there's a 28% chance, and it's the same with the LMP2 fixed as well. Imsa fixed, you are fine, and for the prototype challenge, the one with the GTPs, you don't need to worry about the rain in that one either. So open, endurance, and LMP2 fixed, they all have a chance of rain, whilst the other two series do not. Because of the chance of rain, and it's overcast essentially, and the time of month, we are in November. Again, I say it every week, but November in Europe is going to be very, very cold. So track temperatures are also pretty much freezing. If the track temperatures could go below the minimum, say like if they could go like, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 degrees, they probably would. But I think the minimum on iRacing is 18 degrees, maybe like 17.6 or something weird like that. But yeah, I think the minimum is 18 degrees. But even then, we don't really see it very often, to be honest. But yeah, I think it's going to be like 19.4 or something. In-game start time is 20 past 9 as well. So again, that will kind of help with the track temperature. You don't need to worry about it at all, really, because it's just going to be overcast. It could be 3 p.m. It could be 9:20 in the morning. It's going to look the same. It's not going to be much different with the overcast conditions. So yeah, that's Imsa this week. Not sure on participation levels. Many people in this sim have this track purely because I think they liked it. Well, you've got to have it really to do Nürburgring 24 hours. So it is one of those tracks that many people have. I don't see it being as popular as some of the other tracks we've had, like the Daytona and Lemons. It's very hard to compete with those. Monza levels, I think it's going to be a little bit lower than that. But it should still be half decent. If you're someone who kind of races during the day, like myself, you should still get some half-decent stuff. So fingers crossed it'll be a decent week. And yeah, let's have a look at what the GT3s are doing, shall we? All right, then. Up next, let's talk about the GT3, shall we? Specifically the Sprint, the Fixed, and the Endurance Series. So all three of those series this week are going to Watkins Glen, and it is the boot layout for those that are interested. Now, track temperature is going to be around 23, 24 degrees. So again, mid to low 20 degrees for this one. Weather-wise, it is overcast, but there is no chance of rain in any of the series. So despite the fact it's quite cloudy, there is no chance of rain in the open, the fixed, or the endurance series. So you don't have to worry about that. Now, it does start quite, well, it starts right in the afternoon, to be honest with you. It starts at 1:30 in the afternoon. So 1:30 p.m. is when the race starts. So because of the time of day that it starts, if you're doing the endurance, you don't really have to worry too much about the track temperature going up or down. It's pretty much going to be the same. It's not really going to fluctuate much at all, which does help because this track does destroy tyres, especially in prototypes. Not so bad in GT3s, but prototypes is pretty bad. So yeah, you don't really need to worry about the tyres so much this week, especially when you're in a GT3 and the track temperatures as low as they are this week. But yeah, not too much to shout about this one. Watkins Glen, again, a very popular track. Many people have this track purchased for like the Watkins Glen 6-hour special event that you have every year. And yeah, it's a popular track among sim racers. So I don't see this having low participation levels or struggling with softs or anything like that. So if you're a big fan of GT3s and Watkins Glen, you are going to love this week. If you're just a fan of GT3s but not so sure on the track, might be worth giving it a go. Just because the softs are going to be pretty decent, and yeah, hopefully the racing is going to be half good. But there you go. That is the GT3s for this week on week 11 of Season 4 of 2025. Okay, next up might be one of the coolest combinations I think I have ever seen I don't know if this has actually happened before, and if it has, you'll have to let me know in the comments. But it is the Falken Sports Car Challenge is going to Le Mans this week, and I personally, like I said, I've never seen this combination, and I'm really hoping it's a good one, because I do love the LMP3/GT4 series. So popular right now. GT4s are super popular after the physics update, and LMP3s are just class to drive, if you ask me. And to put them together at this track, sensational scenes. I'm really looking forward to it. Hell, I might even give GT4s another go this week. So yeah, Falken Sports Car Challenge, LMP3 fix, and GT4 fix. They're all going to Le Mans this week. The Falken Sports Car Challenge is the one that I'm going to be looking into. It is a 30-minute multi-class race. You don't have to pit. But my only fear is I don't actually think this will be the case, but whenever this series goes to a track that's quite long in length, sometimes it does struggle to have that multi-class feel or aspect to it because the LMP3s just don't catch the GT4s in time. However, I'm very much hoping that this combination, you should be fine. You won't pass them multiple times, I don't think, but I think you'll pass them at least once, or that's my hope anyway. So yeah, should be a lot of fun. Do be warned though, when it comes to LMP3s and, you know, low downforce tracks like this, the wings are completely stripped off like they always are on iRacing, but the LMP3s are very sketchy, so do be warned about that. I don't know what GT4 is going to be like with low wing either. I imagine they'll be a little bit scary, considering they have a very much lacking in downforce already, especially with this season's update. Now, do be warned, there is a 30% chance of rain for the Falken Sports Car Challenge. Bloody hell, how many times am I saying that today? Yeah, 30% chance of rain. As for the GT4 fix and the LMP3 fix, there's no chance of rain at all. So do be warned, if you are going to do the multi-class aspect of it, which I think you have to this week because it does look like tremendous fun, yeah, you're going to have to be a little bit careful. If it does rain, make sure you got like some sort of safe setup with a little bit more wing on it. You don't want to run min wing in the rain here. I think that will be very scary indeed. But yeah, fingers crossed this combination will be very popular. I don't see why not. The GT4s and MP3s are very popular. This series is popular. This track is popular. There's no reason for it not to do well, apart from the rain, because it does scare many people off as soon as rain is mentioned at all in any series. The participation levels are affected. But if I was going to do any combination this week or recommend any combination, I definitely recommend this one because this looks a hell of a lot of fun. Haven't seen it before. I'm sure it's happened, but yeah, hopefully, and I really mean this, fingers crossed it does well, and you boys and girls give it a go. And yeah, if I'm going to be streaming this week, which I absolutely am, I think you're going to find me here. Anyways, let's look into some other series, shall we? All right, then, let's take a broader look at what is actually happening this week on iRacing, shall we? Let's have a look at some of the other series and what this week has to offer. So we'll have a quick look at the Production Car Challenge, very popular at the moment. It always has been, to be honest with you. It's going to Charlotte Motor Speedway, and it's going to do the Roval layout, and it is at night. Now, this is the new layout, yeah, 2025, that came this season, I do believe. I actually quite enjoy this layout. I did some GT4s very early on, I should say, in the season, and yeah, it was good. It was really good, actually. I quite enjoyed it. So yeah, the chicane at turn 10 is a bit of a pain, but apart from that, I think that is going to be very popular this week, I have to say. And yeah, the Endurance Series, the 2-hour version of that, should be pretty decent as well. Now, the Porsche Cup cars, I think they're going to Sebring. Yes, that will be very popular. Porsche Cup cars, like I said in the last week's episode of This Week in iRacing, they are changing soon. We're going to get the updated version of the Porsche Cup next season, and that is going to have ABS. So if you want to sweat the Porsche Cup the way it is without ABS right now, you've got a couple weeks left. Sebring this week will be popular. The softs will be very decent indeed. Let's have a look at the GT3 tours then, shall we? Let's start off with the Asia Tour. That's going to go to Winton Motor Raceway. The Americas, let's have a look at the Americas. You're going to go to Summit Point Raceway. So nice free track there. And the European Tour, that is going to go Circuit de Navarra. So it's going to go Circuit de Navarra for that one. Let's have a look at Ringmeister. Always popular. Such a good series. That is going to have, that's the free car, isn't it? Or is it? Oh, it's 3 different ones. Well, one of them, I think the last one is free. This one here. And I want to say this one came out, yeah, it came out a few seasons ago. oval car that can be used on the road as well. Very, very popular. And the fact there's 3 cars that you can choose from, I think that will do well this week. I do. Radicals are going to Le Mans. That'll be cool. I haven't seen the Radicals at Le Mans before, so that'll be interesting to say the least. Hopefully, the participation levels will be somewhat different. When I say different, I mean just more popular, really. Imsa Vintage, that's going to go to Okayama. Oof, I'm not so sure on that one, Chief. Yeah, it's a free track, but yeah, I'm not sure how well that's going to go down. I can't imagine multi-class racing there is going to be particularly great in those kind of cars. Next up, GTEs, they're going to go to Spa. Okay, that will be popular as well. So there are some popular combos happening this week, I have to say. Yeah, it's looking pretty decent. If you're not like someone who likes, you know, the GT3s or Imsa or GT4s and LMP3s, the series I normally cover, it's looking like a pretty good week, to be honest with you. If you fancy doing something else, so yeah. 296 challenge. You're going to go to Portland International Raceway. I don't know how good that track is. I don't feel like it's sold particularly well, so I don't know. Supercars, you're going to go to Laguna Seca this week. I think that's pretty much it when it comes to the sports car stuff. So we'll have a quick look at the Formula car stuff now, shall we? Let's have a start with the F4s. We'll start off with a fixed. You're going to go to Misano. Well, another one of those tracks I don't think ever sold particularly well. I'm not really sure why, but yeah. Asia Tours now for the F4s. Asia is going to go to Fuji. For the Asia Tours, go to Fuji. The Americas, they are off to Portland. And then the Europeans, where are we going? Brands Hatch. And that is the Grand Prix layout as well, not just Indy. Super Formula Lights. You are off to Long Beach. Okay, that could be chaotic. That will be chaotic. And then F3s are going to Road Atlanta, which I think would be great fun. I would really like an updated F3 car. I feel like the F3 car is quite outdated now. An updated F3 car would be really welcomed, I think. Really welcomed indeed. But I don't know how much it's really needed when you've got the Super Formula Lights. I don't know. You'd have to let me know in the comments what you think about that. Indy NXT, or Indy Next, as I keep getting corrected, is going to Barber Motorsport Park. Yeah, not too shabby. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the open Formula stuff. And then we'll have a quick look at the oval stuff. So where are the next gens going? Worldwide Technology Raceway, in brackets Gateway. So that's them. The trucks. Looks like you're going to Echo Park Speedway Atlanta. I think you guys in the comments last week were saying it's been renamed. Same track, but just with a different name these days. Auto Club Speedway for the Xfinity Series. And then for the IndyCar Oval, you are going to Kansas. And the iRacing Super Speedway, a track I don't actually have. It's rare that a track pops up these days and I don't actually own it. Since I've been, 5 years in iRacing now, so I bought a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff indeed. But yeah, I'd say a solid week. If you're not into the, if you don't particularly like Watkins Glen, which I don't really, if you don't particularly like the Nürburgring GP circuit, which I don't really, you've still got the LMP3 stuff. LMP3 and GT4 stuff looks good. Production Car Challenge could be pretty decent as well. Ringmeister looks like it could be a bit of fun. Open Formula stuff's got quite good combos this week. Yeah, and in the endurance races at weekend, you've got the sports car endurance, so 2 hours of the LMP3s and GT4s. It's one of those weeks where, I think on paper, if you look at the series we covered in detail at the start, it doesn't feel particularly great, but actually I think it's not that bad of a week at all. So let me know in the comments what you think. Give us a rating out of 10 for this week, and we'll catch you for next week's episode, the last week of the season, can you believe it or not? But anyways, thanks very much for watching. Take care. Make sure you leave a like on the way out. Do subscribe, and I'll catch you for next week's episode. Take care. Ta-da.